The curtain is closed on Joker. Folie DEUX, marking an unusual end to an unusual chapter of DC's cinematic storytelling. Joker. Folie DEUX is far from a conventional sequel, which is somewhat fitting given that Todd Phillips' original Joker film is far from a conventional comic book adaptation. While the titular clown prince of crime might be best known for tangling with a variety of different versions of Batman, Joaquin Phoenix's take on the character has always aimed to make a more sympathetic version of the notorious villain. Joker. Folie DEUX doubles down on making Arthur Fleck, Phoenix, a more likable and grounded individual, both in and out of the film's continuity. The film also takes a big swing by not only being a pseudo-jukebox musical, but also a tragic love story between Joker and Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga. Tragic is the perfect way to describe Joker. Folie DEUX's conclusion, as it is not all what fans of the character may be expecting. One of the first things that Arthur does after fully re-embracing his Joker persona is that he becomes his own lawyer, going up against the ruthless assistant district attorney, Harvey Dent. This, of course, allows Arthur to cross-examine Harvey's witnesses, but his next witness is a doozy. Soon enough, Arthur is face-to-face with one of the few people he once called a true friend, Gary Puddles. Gary watched with horror as Arthur slaughtered their co-worker, Randall, who had made fun of Arthur one too many times. Arthur never harmed Gary physically and has no ill will toward him, but the experience still left Gary mentally scared and completely traumatized. Arthur initially cross-examines Gary like a joke, even doing his best impression of the Southern lawyer. However, Gary's trauma clearly has an impact on Arthur, as it dawns on him that Gary liked Arthur for who he was before becoming the Joker. During his trial, Arthur made some passing remarks that the guards who oversaw him and the other patients at Arkham were abusive. That comment isn't appreciated by the guards, and Jackie Sullivan and the other guards take Arthur to the bathroom to teach him a lesson. It's a tragic and shocking turning point for Arthur's character, as the experience he has damages his psyche even further. The guards beat Arthur within an inch of his life, and when Sullivan orders them to get Arthur's trousers off, the implication that Arthur was raped by the guards appears apparent. It's consistent with the other abusive actions the guards levied against Arthur earlier in the film, such as when the guards convince another patient to kiss Arthur. The film also further confirms that Arthur's own mother abused him sexually as well, so perhaps this final encounter with the guards was just the final straw. His next day in court, Arthur is a completely different person. Gone is the charismatic clown performer. Now here sits a broken man claiming that the Joker is not an alternate persona, but merely who he is. The entire ordeal breaks Harley's heart, and she and the other supporters of Joker can't help but get up and walk away. Whatever Arthur's reasons for saying what he said, the grand jury decides that Arthur is indeed guilty of committing at least 5 counts of murder. Arthur's condition causes him to start laughing uncontrollably, which sets off a bystander who can't take it anymore. As the courtroom descends into chaos, everything is upended when the side wall of the building is blown up by a car bomb. The explosion causes shock and panic throughout the building, with Arthur being one of the many people discombobulated by the attack. He finds a means of escape in the giant hole now on the building's side, but not before passing by Harvey Dent, who now has the half-scarred face that his two-faced comic counterpart is so well known for. Arthur is then picked up by 2 Joker supporters who claim to be behind the bombing, but Arthur escapes their clutches to go find Harley. Harley's earlier promise that she would move into Arthur's old apartment building rings true when he finds her. However, things are clearly different, and not just because Harley has a new haircut. The moment Arthur claimed that the Joker was never real was the moment that Harley fell out of love with him despite allegedly being pregnant with his child. She abandons Arthur on the stairs he danced down from 2 years ago, all while the GCP arrives to take him back to Arkham. It seems to be all but over for Arthur Fleck, but something surprising happens when a guard tells Arthur he has a visitor. Could it be Harley trying to make amends? Could it be Gary wanting to rekindle their friendship? Arthur may never know, as he seemingly meets a cruel and unexpected end thanks to a patient who wants to tell him a joke. Arthur is stabbed repeatedly in the stomach by the other patient. While Arthur bleeds out on the floor, the other patient can be heard laughing hysterically before he starts using his knife to carve a smile onto his own face. This is not only a likely nod to Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight, but it's also an implication that the Joker destined to fight Batman is not Arthur Fleck. If this is really the final chapter of the Joker saga, as Todd Phillips says it is, then Arthur merely served as the inspiration for the clown prince of crime, and the spirit of the Joker lives on beyond him.